The following is a production of the Dallas Genealogical Society. For more information, please visit our website at dallasgenealogy.org.
And with that, I turned off my clock, so I'm going to have to find out when 11 o'clock is just here. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad you were able to join us this morning. I'm really happy to see all those familiar names here, and hopefully before too many months pass, we can see each other in person, but this will do for us right now. We want to start off with our treasurer's report, as we have been in the past. And this is our activity for the month of December. And I'll let, if anybody has any questions about that report, if you just want to unmute and ask those or make any comments, I'll stop talking for a second and let you look that over. And then if I don't hear anything, we will proceed on. Okay. Our minutes are available on the website in the same page that you used to connect to the meeting. So if you want to go look at those, or if you want to, for future meetings, look those over, that would be just great. But I was wanting to see if anybody had any corrections to the minutes for our December meeting. If there's no corrections, then we'll just proceed on. And we want to get a quorum to find out how many members and guests we have here. So, Tony, if I could get you to throw up a poll, and would everybody check to whether they're a member or a guest? And we really appreciate all you that are guests attending with us. And we'll let that run for a second. That way we'll give our secretary a chance to record in our minutes how many members and how many guests we had at our meeting.
And that looks like all the responses are getting.
Okay.
One more. Okay, we're going to end it now.
And I have 2 guests on my end. I'm a member and then 2 guests.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There you can see we have 20 members attending, so we do have a quorum if we need to make any important decisions.
Okie doke. Well, thank you for doing that, Tony.
So easy now.
We want to celebrate a gift we got over the holidays this last November and December. Shirley Sloat, one of our longtime members, has given us a gift of $25,000. And we really, really appreciate that. And part of what Shirley wanted us to do with that is give you a gift back, which you'll find out more about this coming year. I'm not going to spoil anything, but that's going to be, she wanted some of that money to go back to our members. So we'll have more about that in the future. If you are by any chance, any of you are making any estate planning or know anybody who is, if you would like to consider giving a gift to the Dallas Genealogical Society to help us support our mission of supporting the library, preserving Dallas area records, and educating the genealogy community, we would love to talk to you about that. You can either email us at info@dallasgenealogy.org, or there's a link down in the bottom of the screen. You can go to our website and click on the Get Involved tab, and there's a tab under that called Donate, which will give you some more information. So you can contact us in either of those 2 ways. And of course, you want to make sure and check with your accountant or whoever does your estate planning to help you with those things. But we would love to have that gift if you would like to give that to us. Coming up in our newsletter, we have a couple of different things that we're asking you to do for us. One is called Out of the Attic, where we're looking for unique family records that you may have had. So if you have a box of letters in the top of one of your closets, or maybe an artifact of something, say a teddy bear your great grandmother used to own, we would love to hear about that. So if you want to either take a picture of that and write a short explanation for us, or like if it's a letter, transcribe it and send it to newsletter@dallasgenealogy.org. We would love to share that with the rest of our readers. So go ahead and rummage through and find those unique things and let us know about them. Also, our writing contest for this year is on the subject of black sheep. So we most of us will have some of those in our family among our ancestors. So if you want to write an article about the black sheep in your family, you can enter that in our writing contest. We'll publish those throughout the year. And then next November, we will judge those and we will select some winners out of the articles we've received. You can get guidelines on that by visiting our website and going to the blog and just doing a search for 2022 writing contest, and it will give you all the information you need about that. The winner of that will get a free membership for the next year. So you can enter that contest and be sure to compete for winning that prize. Speaking of writing contests, we want to announce our winners for our 2021 writing contest. Our first place winner was our member Tony Hansen for the article he wrote on J. Eric Johnson, the namesake of the Dallas Central Public Library. And we had two runners up. One was Susan Rainwater for her article on remembering the Compton Citadel, and then Liz Roop for her article on the Heritage House in Irving. So congratulations to those three, and thank you guys for submitting those articles for us. And if any of y'all want to see your name up here next year as a winner, just get out and start up your word processor and send us an article. We'll be glad to publish that and get it judged for our next year's writing contest. We have a couple of awards of committees coming up that we need some help from our membership in. I'm pleased to announce that we have 3 out of these 4 positions filled. The one position we do need is we need someone from the membership to help us on our nomination committee. So if you would like to do that, I'm going to give you a chance to unmute and volunteer for that right now. Or you can email us at info@dallasgenealogy.org. So would anybody like to volunteer to be on the nominating committee for next year? Just so you know, that committee, the people on that committee are in charge of selecting or recommending, I should say, who will be voted on for officers for next year. So it's nothing extremely hard. You just have to be a pretty good judge of character and be able to assist on that committee. So would anybody like to do that?
I'll just add that being on the committee is a good way of ensuring your name doesn't appear on the ballot.
That is a good point, Tony. So if you want to make sure that you're not nominated, you need to volunteer for this committee.
And Jana,
Yes, ma'am.
I think it'd be a great idea to tell them what awesome people are in these nominating committees, because, you know, you have a great opportunity to get to know each other really well.
Well, so far, look at my list, make sure I don't mess it up. So far, Patty is the chair, and Susan Younger and Ann Boyer are the board members on the committee, and Cheryl Freeman is agreed to be one of our members. So you get to join those 4 in helping them make this decision. So it sounds like I'm going to be making some more phone calls this week.
Okay.
So
And maybe I need to as well.
So some of you may be expecting a call. Want to remind you about our Facebook page. We'd like to ask everybody to go on our page and just like our page. Doing that helps tell the Facebook algorithm to spread the word about DGS. Also, if on your personal feed, if you're doing any kind of post about genealogy, if at the end of that post you'll just simply type in the @ symbol and then DGSTX, that kind of tells Facebook that we're associated with each other, and it'll help spread the word about the DGS Facebook page. So that would be great if you could do either one of those things for us. If you have any interesting things that are going on in the genealogy world that you want to share with our membership, if you'll send the post to info@dallasgenealogy.org, that'll get to one of us who manage that page, and we'll get that posted on there for you. So Any three of those things would really help us out. If you want to know more of the events besides what's on our Facebook page, you can get that at our website. Just click on the events tab, and there's a calendar on there that will give you all the goings on with DGS, plus some additional things that are going on with other societies around the area. We post those for them, so if they'll send them to us. So that's a great way to find some things to do on Friday night. Instead of watching reruns of Blue Bud, you could get some more genealogy information to help find some more of your ancestors. So click on that and check out what's going on with DGS. Our upcoming general meetings, we're for the February, March, and April. For February, we're having Dr. Terry Turner talk about finding your lost African-American ancestors. March is Dr. Stephen Butler telling us about how DNA actually rewrote his family history, like I know it does for a lot of people. And then in April, Dr. Deborah Lyles is going to help us find out how we can find our ancestors in antebellum Dallas County, which can be really difficult because at that time, Dallas County was just forming. So she's going to help us out with finding some of those records. So be sure not to miss either one of those meetings. And we're also having our 3 seminars this year. We've got those are in the planning stages. We've got them ironed out. Our spring seminar is going to be Diane Southard talking about how to use DNA strategically to identify our ancestors. Summer seminar will be Kelvin Myers, one of our members, talking about using land records in Texas to find your Texas ancestors. And then in the fall, Paul Milner is going to be with us talking about how to do online research in Great Britain, which is going to be really great because I think probably most of us will not have the opportunity to go research in Great Britain. So doing it online is going to be the way to go. I know it will be for me, and I think probably for a lot of us. So be sure and pay attention as those seminars come up. I know the registration for our spring seminar ought to be available soon. So be sure and watch for that. And we have a special featured special interest group, and I'm going to stop sharing and allow Barbara Ware to share with us and tell us some about the DNA SIG.
Okay, I'm sorry about taking so long. We had somebody else stuck in that German genealogy login instead of DGS, and she had texted me. So let's get started here. The Dallas Genealogical Society has a number of special interest groups, one of those being the DNA Special Interest Group. Our group meets on the third Thursdays, September through May. We used to meet at the library, but currently we are meeting on Zoom. We begin at 6 o'clock and go until about 7:30 or a little later. We have 3 SIG leaders, Mick Barnett, Jean Larson, and myself. Now, each month we try to cover the DNA news and current events. We do different kinds of announcements. And then this year we have a theme for our DNA SIG meeting, and that is what's new at. So we're looking at what's new at different testing companies. Last month, here's some of the examples of the news that we discussed. We gleaned this from different articles, online stuff. And I was very interested in the one where a descendant of Sitting Bull was confirmed that he was a descendant using a scalp lock that the Smithsonian Museum has. We also look at some of the new laws, the privacy laws that are changing in different states. California and Utah and Arizona are very concerned about the fact that HIPAA doesn't protect you from DNA testing. Also in this article, they reported that 20% of Americans have taken a home DNA test. Gosh, I thought it would be higher than that. And then we even reach out and get articles from other countries. There was an article about the Australians using DNA to build not a photograph of a suspect, but a description of a suspect. We try to enlighten our members on the different other sources for DNA testing and DNA education, and pull up some of the more current videos and seminars that are available. We reach out to other sites where they're doing education. Even if it's not quite DNA, sometimes they bring DNA into the topic. Krista Cowan did a couple of series on the new changes on the Ancestry page and brought in what they're doing with DNA. We reached out to look for other articles in magazines and websites. And we have our own DNA SIG page. On that page, we have a list of the programs for the year. We have links to resources and handouts. Additionally, we have an email group. We send reminders to the meetings, announcements, and sometimes we just during the middle of the month, may send other suggestions. During the meetings, we have discussed the attendees' questions and problems with their research. And we're also a place where we can give an opportunity for individuals to create and present a program. Several of our members have done that. Here's an example of our programs for this year. You can see we did what's happening at Family Tree DNA, at Ancestry DNA, at MyHeritage, and 23andMe. And we're very excited about our January meeting when Patty Huff Smith will be helping us understand what's happening at GEDmatch. As we move into February, we're going to be looking toward what's happening at RootsTech. We plan to ask people to sign up to attend certain DNA sessions at RootsTech, and then in March have an open mic where they bring to the group what they saw and what they thought about it. April is the time for National DNA Month, so we're going to reach back to the history of DNA and look at its genealogy component. And we have an open space in May, so if you're interested in presenting a program in May, we do have a slot for you. In the previous years, we've centered on ethnicity. We've looked at RootsTech reviews. We've done testing, company comparisons, and we did a whole series on the different types of DNA. So you can still go to RootsTech from 2021 and see the DNA programs that are available. So these are all still there, and we encourage our members to go to all kinds of sources because each one has a very specific type of DNA that they are interested in. You'll notice that Diane Southard is here, and we're going to be hearing from her later in the year. So we're always asked, do you provide a recording of your meetings? And this depends on the speaker and the topic. Generally, we do not. That has to do with the privacy issues around DNA. You have to go in and redact people's names that you've tested or that are part of the presentation. And you have to have permission from that individual from who you've tested in order to share their DNA. So unless the speaker has gone to that trouble, then we generally do not record the meetings. And do we provide handouts? Sometimes we do. Again, if the privacy is insured and we can be insured of that. So we may do handouts, but not always. The Dallas Genealogical Society has 9 special interest groups. These are open to all. You don't have to be a DGS member. No charge for any of the meetings. We welcome you to come to our DNA SIG meeting, and I'm sure the other interest groups would like you to see theirs. Coming up, Dallas Genealogical Society is offering a DNA seminar. This is using DNA strategically, tools to identify ancestors. It's April 23rd. So if you look for that announcement and you can begin to sign up to hear Diane Southard. If you would like to be on our mailing list or need more information, our email is dna@dallasgenealogy.org. Now, I know these links you might like to see, so I'm going to put this PowerPoint on our website and you'll be able to review them later.
This has been a production of the Dallas Genealogical Society. If you're already a member, thank you. Your fees have been supporting these and other society activities. If you're not yet a member, please consider joining now. Go to dallasgenealogy.org and click on the membership tab.